welcome back to episode 36 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. Our 7th season is close to starting now, and hopefully we can still find a way to strengthen our squad in the market. Not only do I hope we can strengthen the overall squad in the transfer market, we still have that to look forward to, but I think more importantly we also need to figure out this tactic, because I am worried, right? I am extremely worried about this tactic. Now I have changed it to also this, a 5-1-4 hoof. Basically just a defensive version of it, which we will probably try. I don't know who we're actually up against in the first 2 games here. We are up against, 2 of the better teams here. We are up against SC and also Estoril. Away from home, both of them, so we're likely gonna test out the defensive kind of one here against those 2, but I'm still worried that this tactic might not be it for the entire season. Last friendly of the preseason is done and dusted, and yeah, there is a couple of things we need to talk about here. We were playing Viz, not a bad team, but also a team we should beat, so we did do that. But the first 20 minutes I played just the normal tactic, just went in there how I thought we would be setting up, you know, with the system. But I could see that things were not looking too good. I didn't like what I was seeing, so I decided to completely change the system up here, as you can tell. Yeah, we're back to double midfielders or double defensive midfielders, but I played them as roaming playmakers because we can't play segundas, we can't play defensive midfielders, so I needed to do something else. And if we are in control, I think double roaming playmakers actually kind of makes sense, with the Liberio pushing them a bit further up. It looked like it worked, right? It looked like it worked. We had a lot of the possession, 58% against Viz. That's pretty decent. I think that could be working, but it's too early to tell. And definitely that would not be working against the better teams. But I think this might be our new system, because I don't think the other one is going to work out for me. All right, so this is how I set it up to begin with, right? And I think what we are going to do here is put one of the defensive midfielders out here. And right away, we're going to play them as a roaming playmaker on support. Then we're going to take the complete forward and put it down here, put the target forward in here, because we are allowed to play a target forward in the mid here. Not an advanced forward. Could we play a pressing forward there? Yes, we could actually play a pressing forward. That might be better. We need to think about that for a second, but I think the pressing forward is probably a better option. I think I'm going to put it as a pressing forward for now. So the other side here is going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be a roaming playmaker. Now, I could change that during the season, maybe try Regista or I don't know. But I think the roaming playmaker actually makes sense. Shoot less often, tackle harder on both of them. Shoot less often, tackle harder. There we go. I think that could work. The only question I have is, should I also have one of them to move into channels? I'm not too sure about that, because if we're trying to get possession and really push the other team back, I think we want them to just roam a little bit in there, right? Just be in there and just get the ball from the ball-playing defenders, get the Liberio to push them a little bit further up the field, because that's going to happen. And then just get it out to, and what I noticed was that the inside forward is not quite sitting as narrow when there is no one, when there is not that extra striker for some reason. They're a little bit wider than what they was in the other match. That is making an overload on both sides, actually, with the wing backs pushing really high up if we are controlling the ball. So we have that overload on either side, where the fullbacks and the central defender closest to them is like, oh, what are we going to do here? Because that is going to leave a lot of space in the central all of a sudden for the roaming playmakers. So I think it might be working out that way. And I didn't really change anything in here. It's still play off from defense, overlap, and all of that. So yeah, let's I think we're going to try this in the first match. But what I'm also thinking is, I did make this one, right? So what I'm thinking here is, what we're going to do is going to push the defensive midfielder over here and make it a ball-winning midfielder, on one of them on support and the other one on defend. And depending on what is going to happen in this match, we could push one of them on, or this one on support as well. But I think we're going to leave it on actually, did I put the Libero? Yeah, I want this Libero on defend as well. I don't want them to get too far up. I'd rather have the roaming playmakers getting pushed up instead. And also in this case, actually, let's just leave him at the support role. I just don't want to roam. I don't want them to get... Actually, no. Let's put it on defend. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. But let's just do that. And maybe in this tactic, we do want a target forward who's a little bit more stationary up there, because we are playing a lot more hoofball here. So maybe a target forward instead of a pressing forward in this kind of situation would be better. Let's try that. I mean, let's do that. All right, I also think we should take a look at our squad again, because now when we have a new formation, things could have been turning around. I've already actually got one player up here, Gonçalves, and I also demoted our injury kind of player in, what's his name? The new guy, the loan deal that is going to be out for the rest of the season. But yeah, let's take a look at it. So in terms of goalkeepers, I think I'm okay with Janin and Borges. And in the B team, we also have Palmeirao. I don't think he's very good. And on under 19s, we also have Andrade, who is actually not that bad. And we also have this guy out on loan. So I think we're good here. In terms of our own team, I think I'm okay with Janin as the first choice. And I'm okay with Borges as the second choice. And I guess I'm also okay with Andrade as the third choice. Wingbacks on the left-hand side, I think we are okay. We just got an issue with Sambu being injured for 2 to 6 or 4 to 6 weeks actually. So he's out, and also Ramirez just coming back from an injury, also not that great. So we're putting a lot of trust into Balbino, who is, I mean, he's not the best player in the world, but he got a pretty high ceiling. So yeah, I think we're okay on the left-hand side. Wingbacks on the right-hand side, on the other hand, I mean, we could try and also develop Balbino to be a right-hand sided wingback, because he do have a fairly decent right foot. He actually got a better right foot than a left foot. So we could do that, but I'm not too sure about that. We might need an extra body in there. I do actually have one coming in the winter, but that's in the winter. Right now, we don't have more than 2 players that are capable of doing this job. Not that Hopfer and Padilla is bad players, it's just if one of them is going to get injured, we might have a problem. So one of the reasons we are looking at this is also because we are looking at our central defenders as a little bit more into the loop of them. Now, what I mean here is some of these guys could potentially also be defensive midfielders, right? And because we're now playing with 2 defensive midfielders, we need to think about our choices here. So I think Tom Reinhardt and also Reis and Adrio is probably the 3 best central defenders we have. They are very likely going to be first choices in there. I think Petro could be the best libero, so we also have that. Bruno and Dewar, more of optional kind of deals, right? But all of these players, except from maybe Reis or Reinhardt, could go up and play as defensive midfielders as well. Actually, I think Dura is probably better as a defensive midfielder. Right, he's just straight up better as a defensive midfielder. Now, is he better as a roaming playmaker? Now, that's the question. No, not really. I mean, he's not bad at it, but off the ball is 5, so that's a bit of a problem. But yeah, he could be a backup up there as well. So as the defensive midfielders, I've just promoted Gonçalves again because I actually think he's quite good in the roaming playmaker role. So he might actually right now be the second or first choice on either side here. I don't know, but he definitely looks like a decent roaming playmaker to me. So I think we're gonna make sure that we are not selling him this season. Then we got Valencia, we got Di Paolo, or João Paulo, of course, and then we don't really have that 4th option right now. We could go out and find a really good, first choice instead of Gonçalves. We could do that, but we could also just let one of these central defenders go up and play this role if we needed it to happen. I'm not too sure yet. We could definitely strengthen in this area because we are now going forward with this idea. Inside forwards on the right-hand side, we actually got plenty of options here. We got Matheus, we got Gregolin, we got Fragoas and Cesar. All of them definitely good players, and I got no worries in that area at all. On the left-hand side, we also have 4 players, but one of them is likely going to be sold here. Lori Kaut is likely going to be sold. There's a bid on him for 300k. But we still have Fragoas, who is also as good on the right-hand side as he is on the left-hand side, so he's going to get his playtime for sure this season. Correa and Iba is probably still first and second choice over there, but yeah, I think overall, inside forwards, I think we are okay in that area. Especially if we are only playing 1 striker up there. That kind of leaves Correa with, being 3rd choice up there. Because I think Di Paolo is probably first choice right now for me. Jurgensen, I mean, all of his injuries, it's taking a toll, isn't it? I mean, he got another one here at the preseason, and Di Paolo is definitely first choice, and Jurgensen probably second choice, and Correa probably 3rd choice. And we also have probably a couple of choices down in the under-19s and B squad. I can't even tell here. We do have a couple of options down there. That is maybe not all of them going out on loan, so I think we're good up there as well. As long as Di Paolo and maybe Correa is not getting too many injuries here. I would like to see Jurgensen back to his best, but yeah, it's I'm not sure that's going to happen. But so what I'm thinking is, if we're going out finding anything, it could be a central defender, a really good central defender, or it could be a defensive midfielder. That's probably the 2 things, or wingback on the right-hand side. That's also something. A third choice wingback could also be a thing. So kind of defensive kind of player is probably what we are looking for rather than anything here, if we are looking for more players. Oh, I think I forgot to actually tell you guys that I did rename our new left winger here. I don't even remember what his name was now, but I renamed him to Iba. Actually, can we see it in the information here? Oh yeah, this guy, Unoguiba. Yeah, so he's gonna be Iba from now on. I've given a new contract to Alexander Calhau, one of our youngsters. He's out on loan right now. He was actually playing in the under 21 World Championship, and he was named 3rd best player in that cup, right? In that cup. So I'm giving him a new contract running 5 years. Alright, so we got a captaincy thing here again, and I think we're just gonna keep it as a Hopfer. He's probably gonna be the first choice over there, and he's already our team leader, so yeah, I think that's a good idea. Highly influential player in De Pauler. I wanna keep it at De Pauler. The game actually wanted to give it to Jurgensen, but I don't know, man. I think, yeah, he might be a better determination, and also, I mean, leadership on Pauler is 17, so I'm gonna leave it at Pauler here as the vice. Oh god, here we go. This is gonna be the big one. This is the big one. Alright, so, yeah, so Josef Ludwig, a defensive midfielder. Star player, yeah, star player. 3.7k in so that means also we have that triggering of Correa. He's gonna get 3.7k as well because of this. He's gonna cost us 2.2 million. That is that's a significant amount of money for us, but again, if he's good enough, I will sign them. I mean, I don't think we can get I think this is the best player we could potentially get out of all of players that we know. Everyone that our scouts have gone out and finding, this guy is probably the best. And he wanted to come here. He actually wanted to come. Accept. There we are. Let's go in and check him out. Now, this guy is very, very, very good. He is determined personality, first and foremost. Yes, please. 19 determination. Absolutely fantastic. Teamwork is 18. Work rate is 15. Stamina is 15. All the stats you want as a defensive midfielder, of course. Now, where he is also very good is, now, a roaming playmaker. I mean, take a look at those stats. Or not stats, the stats doesn't matter here. But his attributes are fantastic as a roaming playmaker. And even if we're not playing a roaming playmaker, he's still gonna be very good. What I really like about him, now he's not very good, tackling is his weakness, right? That is the weakness here. If there is anything that is a weakness, it's definitely the tackling of 7. And positioning of 10 and off the ball 9 is also not really great. But anything else, I mean, this guy's gonna be, I mean, him and Valencia in the midfield here, oh, they're gonna be nasty. I think that is gonna be a really nasty combination of things. Also very good fist skills here. Bravery of 19, so he is gonna go in there. He might not be good at tackling, but he will absolutely do the work, right? Because bravery also means that he is gonna put himself in positionings he would normally not do. That also goes into putting his pressures in. So that's gonna be very good. Very good decision making as well. Enough vision here for this type of league, I would say. Passing of 12, long shots of 13. That's an interesting one. Concentration and composure of 11. I really like this guy. I think this guy is gonna put us. He's gonna be one of those players that we're gonna, probably sell for. If someone is coming in for him, it's gonna be either Porto, Real Madrid, United, City. That's the type of player he's gonna become down the line. So if we could have him for 3-4 seasons and then sell him off for 50 million, that would be incredible, right? That would be incredible. I am very, very happy with getting this guy over the line because he's incredible for the money. He is absolutely incredible and consistent. He's also a consistent performer. No weaknesses really, except from those that we already have, talked about. So I think this guy is just such an incredible player. France, he's coming from France, Ludwig. Yes, a very French name, isn't it? Ludwig. Yeah. Oh, man, I am so happy about this one. Just before the first match. That's also a fairly strong left foot. He's probably going to play on the left-hand side, actually, with Gonçalves or Valencia. Valencia playing on the right-hand side. Media description is timeless defensive midfielder. I think this guy's going to be very timeless. Well, happy days, happy days. And there we are, the guy that we were talking about earlier, Le Record, is gonna be sold for 325,000. I am pretty happy with that one. He was actually not bad. I was actually planning on using him, but I think we're okay on the inside forward rolls. But I mean, he's probably a little bit cheap, but his technicals is also not that great. But I think 325k right up here right now is just, I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that. Okie dokie, so we are sitting right in front of the first game now in the league. And the media is predicting us to be 15th, 401 in odds. And yeah, not, apparently we haven't really increased our strength. They think we are actually about the same level or thereabout. I guess maybe that's true. That could be true actually. But yeah, we have a really hard schedule to begin with here. We are playing number 5th seeded here, VTSC. Really hard to say. So not an easy one, and we're also playing Estoril after that. Also not an easy one because both of them are away from home. But yeah, let's check out how these guys are gonna play. Do we have a scout report? I'm actually not sure. Maybe I screwed up with that one because I used all of my... yeah, I completely screwed that up. I need to check up on that actually because we should have an analyst report here. But anyway, they're gonna play a 4-4-2 narrow diamond. Okay, that is unexpected. Let's take a look at their strengths and weaknesses here. Well, I don't really... I mean, creativity here outside of the penalty area. Okay. I wonder if we can tell, can we like go back to the data hub here, just take a look here. So they are control possession, which is also what we want to do. That is interesting. I wonder if we can be in possession or not. I doubt it. They definitely probably have better players than us, but very interesting to see what's gonna happen here in this game. So where are they not good? From the left side of the pitch here. Okay, so they are conceding a lot. That's probably good for us. Also through balls. Yeah, we might want to play the hoof ball here. We might be a little bit more defensive and play some hoofing. That's my current thinking here. Also with this kind of formation, it might be probably better to try and hoof ball it because they're gonna put a lot of pressure on our back line with those two, what's it called? Attackers and an attacking midfielder. So I think it would be a really good choice to play the defensive one here. We do have a little bit of information here about them in terms of their home game in the heat map here, and it does seem like they're playing down the left hand side quite a bit here with the heat map. It's a very wide kind of formation here actually from a 4-4-2, I would say, narrow diamond. They're actually not that narrow. It's very, very strange because their attacking midfielder is probably staying wider, or maybe it is narrow, I don't know. But it's definitely a lot wider than what you would normally see with the wingbacks really pushing up here. So what I think is, if we could get our inside forwards running in behind them here and hoofing it over them, that is probably going to be trouble for their central defenders when we do win the ball back. So I think hoofball is going to be it here. Average ball without the possession. Yeah, very narrow, very, very narrow. So they're trying to get back and be very narrow. But I think it's about, can we win the battle for possession? I doubt it, but we could try and do it to begin with, like the first 20 minutes, and then just switch it over to a more defensive kind of play. We can try. Alright then, so we're gonna try and go out there with a double RPM, and this is gonna be who we're gonna go out there with. So it's gonna be Janin, Reinhardt, Adrio, Reis, Hopfer, Valencia, Ludwig, straight into the team here, Ramirez, Gregolin, Correa, and Di Paula. Pretty much the strongest 11 probably that we could put out there. So that's at least very good. But is it gonna be good enough? I'm worried. Also, it's kind of funny to see that we actually end up with inside forwards that don't have a left foot over here and not a right foot over here. But yeah, I think the rest of them actually do have that. But I think still Gregolin is probably going to be the best one here. And I think Carrera is, well, until the other guy is not injured anymore, is probably also going to be the best one over there. Yeah, Iba, he's likely injured, so we're not going to play him here. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there is a lot more we need to do here. We just need to go in there and see how it goes, and if it doesn't look like it's going well, we can switch it over to the more defensive one. Whoops, Guilherme Borges has already been involved in another match today for a different team. Sorry, what? I guess maybe the B team is playing today, or I don't know, but okay. We need to take him out and find another goalkeeper. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? That I don't like at all. I guess Palmeirao or Andrade, he's injured. So Palmeirade maybe? Can we play him? Not sure, but it's not very important here. But let's just see if that's... No, it's also part of another team. Jeez. Alright, we can't take a goalkeeper that is injured. I guess it got to be a grey one. I messed up here. I absolutely messed up. Let's hope that Janine is not getting injured, because we don't want to see at all, ever. I don't know. It's actually a little bit messed up, the schedule for the not Premier League. It's like sometimes you're playing Monday, sometimes you're playing Saturday, sometimes you're playing Sunday. It's like, oh, come on, can you just one day, please? Just focus on one day. But no, they can't do that. So yeah, that's probably what happened here. It seems like both of our other players are playing in the same other match, unfortunately. Alright guys, so I'm actually bringing it all the way back to 10 seconds. So we actually are starting with the ball, and Hoffer is gonna receive it out here. And he's gonna try and pass it into someone in here, but that didn't work, and that is already worrying. Look at that. That is not... That looks dangerous as hell right there. Janine picking up the ball, getting it out to Reinhardt, and then Reinhardt into Valencia, straight up to Gregolin, the inside forward doing his job, and then straight into Carrera, who is gonna take a snapshot, and it's going in after 40 seconds. But it might be a little bit worrying, to be honest. I mean, it looked a little bit worrying here. If they're going over the top and getting in behind us, that is a little bit worrying. You know what, guys? Let's just watch the full match here, because this is absolutely disgusting. So let's just go through it here. They are having possession. They're playing it around nicely back to their goalkeeper. Oh, it's all looking really good for them. And yeah, they're just, you know, moving the ball around a bit here, and we're looking quite well here defensively speaking. I like what I'm seeing right now, but they do try to put it over the top at some point, but it doesn't really matter too much. Actually, they get it out to the wingback here, or yeah, it is actually the wingback here. Hopfer is out here dealing with it, and then they're going back again, and now they're trying that ball over the top. Doesn't work. Rice takes care of it. All of our central defenders is there to take care of it. Out to Ramirez, into Ludwig. And Ludwig, a little magician here, just running wide with it as the RPM, straight into Carrera, and Carrera just waiting a little bit, getting it into Ludwig again, and Valencia is gonna score. What is going on after 2 minutes? Alright, so 20 minutes in, and I mean, 2-0 up is fantastic, but there is a lot of stuff going on in this match. There is a lot of highlights. I think there have been, I don't know, 7 highlights so far already in 20 minutes time, or 8 highlights. I don't know, it's a lot. Now what I do think is we are definitely not the, I mean, we are the better team, but here's the thing, they are definitely more in possession than we are. They are playing for possession. They are a control possession kind of team. They have better players than us, and we are not really looking for more results here. And most of our attacks, actually all of them so far, have been on counter attacks, right? We are counter attacking them when we do get the ball off them. So I think we should just move it on defensive. I don't really see a reason why we wouldn't do this. Just be a little bit more solid in the back. Just wait for them to make a mistake. Because right now they are definitely looking more likely. Actually, that's not true. Both teams are likely scoring. But we don't really have the possession, so we might as well just go back and see how this also works against the team that is actually in control, to see, just to experiment a little bit here. So we're gonna push our 2 RPMs back to ball-winning midfielders. The wingbacks are gonna be on defend, so we're gonna hoof it over the top into Carrera, into Gregolin, into Di Paula, and see what's gonna happen here. Maybe it doesn't work, I don't know, let's see. Alright, so half time here, and yeah, I don't think that quite worked out with the defensive tactic here. I think there is a couple of things we could probably narrow down here to make it a little bit better. What are we gonna do here? We're playing more direct, and I don't think hit early crosses actually helped out here. Against these guys, they're just gonna take care of it. Di Paula just can't handle that alone, and Carrera and Gregolin is just not near him when that happens, when you're just hoofing it over the top. So we're probably gonna do something else instead. Yeah, I'm wondering what we can do here, because we're not very good dribblers. How are we gonna get it into? How are we gonna get it up there? How are we gonna play out from the? How are we gonna play? Because it's not about the defensive part here. We are already taking care of that. So how are we getting the ball from A to B? I think we're taking hit early crosses off, and what I'm also, I hate that. Let's just go to this and then into the tactic. And what I'm also thinking is this guy is, yeah, so I think the wingback shouldn't be on auto. I think the wingback should be on support here. I don't think it's actually that helpful that they are not running a little bit wider with it, or just staying a little bit wider with it, and, you know, being a, I don't think that's actually helpful. I think crossing from deep is going to be helpful, but what I noticed is that my ball-playing defenders is just hoofing it, and I don't want them to hoof it. I want them to play out from the back, right? I actually want them to do that. and bring it into the wingbacks, who can then hoof it, because then we are a little bit further up the field, and there is a bigger chance that our inside forwards is also further up the field. So I think we need to do that. I'm wondering about double ball winning midfielders here. Maybe we can do something else with one of them. What I'm thinking is we might want to switch this over to play out of defense again, and then maybe just bring the ball winning midfielder back to a deep line playmaker on defense instead. So we have the ball winning midfielder still going a little bit further up. Actually, when we're winning the ball back, I would actually like you to get further forward, which you are not allowed to do, of course. I guess it's okay. Just a deep line playmaker on defend and then a ball winning midfielder. Let's just try that for second half here. Just slight changes, because I didn't really see anything too good here when we changed it over to this defensive. But then again, they are also pushing really hard right now. They're probably on attacking or something like that. Positive or attacking mentality, playing really fast tempo with their control kind of style. So not an easy match, right? It's not an easy match at all. But we have done really well so far, but yeah. Let's get into it and see if this is gonna work out instead of the other thing we did. I think wingbacks on support is probably going to be better here. 65 minutes in, Carrera into Gregolin. He didn't get the header. Hopfer is picking up the second ball, crossing it in again for DePauler, bringing it back where it came from, and that is 3-0. Full time, 3-0. Wow, what an absolutely fantastic result to begin this season off with. And yes, those changes in the halftime we made, play out of defense, not playing hoofball, that absolutely worked. And also putting our wingbacks on support. We were so much better right after that. So much better. I would even say that we were probably the best team in the second half, even with them having most possession. Now, is this going to happen every single time we're playing a good team? I doubt it, because these are playing this 4-4-2 narrow diamond, which is not very typical. So if we're playing 4-3-3s, or if we're playing like anything that is a little bit better when it comes... Because these wingbacks, right, their wingbacks were so far up that we took advantage of that so many times on the counters, right? That is where we got all of our joy. Every time they were getting too far up and we could play it into space behind them, that is where our inside forwards, just all the wingbacks, our wingbacks as well, just absolutely destroyed them. So very, very, very good game here. Gregolin with player of the match. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Player of the match, Gregolin. Yeah, that I think definitely we are gonna take what we learned from this match and probably change the defensive kind of one. And I mean, it's only two things. It was just putting our... Oh yeah, also the deep line playmaker, right? The deep line playmaker on defend, right? That, and then wingbacks on support, and then also the play out of defense instead of hoofballing it with hit early crosses. That's it. That was the whole deal, but it definitely changed the how everything went when we finally got the ball off them. That changed it around, and I think 36% possession here is actually quite good, because we are playing counters, right? We are not playing for possession against really good teams. So, I mean, everything just worked here. Is that going to be happening every single time? Nah, I don't think so. We got lucky as well here with the first 3 minutes. But, yeah, of course, it's not lucky when you do it 3 times. But it's definitely not something that's going to happen against Porto or Benfica every single time we're going to play them. But starting this season this way, oh man, what a way to start it. Oh boy, here we go again. Here we go. Oh, this is stupid. This is silly. David Ugarte. He is a central midfielder. He's 19. He is gonna cost us 875,000. It's a bargain. He's gonna want regular starting time, 1.8k in wages, which is not that terrible to be honest. 2,500 after 5 international caps, and he is from Peru. No, I forgot. Somewhere in South America, I think. I'm not sure if I should do this, right? Because he wants regular starting time, and I'm not sure I can give it to him. Let's take a look at him. All right, let's take a look at him. Chile. He's from Chile. Oh man, I'm not sure. I think he's good. Don't get me wrong. I think this guy is actually quite good. Can we see the metric here for central midfielder? Is that the central midfielder? Attacking midfielder? Yeah, that is the central midfielder, but it doesn't really show us all the things because he probably did play non-league kind of thing. So what I'm thinking here is, should we take another excellent defensive midfielder? I mean, he's not a defensive midfielder, he's a central midfielder, but he is definitely a pretty good deep line playmaker, right? He's very good at deep line playmaker kind of stuff, except from the defensive stuff, which is not terrible when we have 3 central defenders as well. But I mean, is there a weakness here except from just the tackling and the positioning? Guess the marking on 8. Pace of 10 is not high. Yeah, and that's about it. The rest is not really a weakness. Otherwise, he's a fairly good player. The question is he good enough to bring in because of that? I mean, he's gonna compete for places here, for Valencia's place and also Ludwig's place and even João Paulo's place. We have 4, if we take him in, we have 4 very, very good defensive midfielders. What I also really like about this guy is that he's gonna try killer balls very often. So he's gonna come deep for the ball, tries killer ball more often. So this guy is gonna be very good in that defensive kind of role that we are gonna play very often against the good teams, because we want someone very creative who is gonna sit there and just ping it over the top, right? I think he's good. I think this guy could be really good as well for us. Passing of 16. So even in the matches where we are also trying to sit on controlling the matches, he's also gonna be good. And he's cheap. I mean, compared to what you get here, he's cheap. We can definitely make a profit here. 100%. There is a profit in this guy. This is the low amount of value he's on right now, and I think his value is probably more like 5 million. If we are gonna sell him, that is. Reasonable left-footed as well. Fairly professional. I mean, there is not really anything bad to say about this guy. I think we take him. I think it's really silly to take someone else that is so good in the defensive midfield, but I think we do it. I think it's just too good of a deal to not take here. That's the thing, it's too good. We are looking for good deals, and this is a good deal to me. It feels like a really good deal, so I'm gonna do it. David Ugarte, welcome in. I mean, even Fabio Gonçalves in here, I mean, he is also good. Fabio Gonçalves is not a bad player either, and he's also a fairly good deep line playmaker. We got 5 very good defensive midfielders. That is silly. We should probably only have 4 of them. The good thing is that Fabio Gonçalves don't really need to play, neither do João Paulo on a fringe player role, but the other 3, they need to rotate. We need to give them their playing time. So that's a bit of a problem. It's a good problem to have, but it is a problem. All right, so next game is gonna be against Estoril, and they are currently 12th in the league, and I also think they're about league around that in terms of media predictions. So I don't know what's going on with my with my analysts. I've set it up how it should be, so yeah, I'll figure it out. There's sometimes that just seems to be a little bit wonky for whatever reason in FM. So yeah, 5-2-3 like us. Ball winning midfielder, DM, wingbacks. So the question is, how are we gonna play these guys? That's a good question. I don't know, because I don't know how good they are actually. It's like, this is gonna be an interesting one. Are we gonna go in with our roaming playmakers? Are we gonna go in with, you know, a more defensive minded attitude here? We are away from home, so maybe the defensive one. We could take advantage in these spaces out here maybe, but we need to check out a couple of things here before we know. Yeah, they're good on through balls, so they're probably, actually, can we tell if they're gonna be playing, what kind of playing style they have? Tiki-taka, okay, so they also probably want to control the match. I think this is perfect for us. Tiki-taka is no problem for us to handle. It's actually with our playstyle of really high work rate and really good teamwork and really good stamina. Tiki-taka is absolutely perfect to go in and destroy. So that's actually not bad. But I think we're probably going in defensive then. But let's just go back and take a look at the strengths and weaknesses here again. Teamwork is not good on them. I think we're just gonna let them have the ball and then just absolutely destroy them on the counters. Well, let's just go in and check out the heat map as well. Well, they definitely like controlling the ball, that's for sure. That's a lot of red, but they were playing Firenze, so not too surprising, I would say. Very wide formation when they are in control, which is, again, it's not bad for us. That's actually perfect for us. I like to see that when we are, you know, going in on a defensive-minded kind of trying to beat them on a counter-attacking style of football. That's perfect for us. But what about without the ball? How are they matching up here? Yeah, there's gonna be space in behind them, right? There's gonna be space in behind them, and there's even space in the midfield as well. I think what we're gonna do here is play defensively from the get-go, play with the deep line playmaker, and then play over the top, right? Just not hoof it, but we are trying to counter them. But we're not hoofing it. We are not hoofing it anymore. It could be something we could do later on in the game, but I think we're going in defensively here. Alright, so I changed up the deep line playmaker and the ball winning midfielder because I want to try out Ugarte, and he is definitely right-footed more than left-footed. So I think with the deep line playmaker is going to be playing on the right here, but yeah, it is the defensive one, and we are playing basically the same team except from Ugarte. So yeah, Valencia is out on the bench for this one, but he could he will more than likely come in during this match. So otherwise, same 11 and or same 10 players. So let's get in there, and if we could get another 2 goals in 3 minutes, that would be nice. But yeah, I don't expect that to happen again. Alrighty, so 21 minutes in here because there was a highlight. Yeah, it's going kind of what I could have expected. What I don't like to see is that they have 2 times beat us by playing through the mid. And Ugarte was very close to giving away a penalty. It went to VAR, but it was a no penalty. He had a clean kind of tackle. But I'm a little bit worried about actually playing both Ludwig and Ugarte in there because they don't really have the best tackling in the world. And they are definitely just running straight through our midsection. And that is not supposed to happen. That is definitely not supposed to happen. But we definitely had the best chances so far, or at least we have more chances than them. I'm just wondering if there's anything we can do about that, defensively speaking. I don't think there is. It might also just be a little bit random, them getting 2 chances or 2 highlights where they are running through us or playing through the mid, which I don't like to see at all. That shouldn't happen. But I don't know. It's yeah, we'll see, but I don't think I'm gonna change anything just yet here. I just wanted to pause it and just think about things here for a second. But overall, we're doing okay. It's a very even game away from home, and yeah, I hope we could come out with a victory here because I can definitely see that our counterattacks are working. It's just about, can we also score a goal? All right, now I really don't like what I'm seeing here. Yeah, they're pushing us really hard back. Ludwig losing it, they take a long shot and it's deflected in, but it's not good. It's not good at all. Yeah, I paused it again here because this is not working. I mean, they do. I mean, it's a pretty random shot and all, but they played through the mid and they kind of beat us down. We had a couple of tackles. We didn't really win the second balls. I think we need to change this around somehow. Because it's not working what we're trying to do here right now against them. They are actually putting what I'm watching here is they actually beat us. We tried to play out of defense and we got it up to our inverted winger, but there was just no one or inside forward. There was no one there to help him because we're so far back. So we got it up there, but we don't have anyone that is getting up there. So I'm like wondering how we can change that. Should we just not play out of defense? I don't know, maybe, because it seems a little bit dangerous against them. The problem with that is I don't think we should be that direct in that case, so only slightly more direct. I don't know, this is a very tricky one because I did also see the highlights that did work. Maybe it's just, it's a very low XG chance. The goalkeeper was also not really looking too good on that one. Deflected shots. Maybe we shouldn't do anything. Let's just let it run. All right, no, I just saw 39 minutes in here, and I just saw the exact same thing happening again. It's not working. We don't even get it over the line right now. We don't even get it. We just can't get up there. We need to try and take control back here. We need to do something because otherwise we're gonna lose this with more than 1-0. We're gonna push it to the normal, the normal tactic here and see what happens. Hopefully we can try and beat them to it here because we're gonna go balanced. So we're gonna play in a higher tempo. When we do get the ball, we have the Roman playmakers. I don't think it's gonna work, but I hope it will because I don't really have anything else here to do. So let's just confirm that. It's almost half time here, but let's just see what it does in the last 5 minutes. Maybe nothing. Alright, half-time. It looked like the match momentum went our way. We also had a chance from range. So let's just keep going with what we have changed here and hopefully we can find some kind of result in the second half. Full time, 1-0 to them. So yeah, this is a strange one, to be honest. Well, maybe not that strange. It's actually kind of easy to understand what's going on here. I wouldn't say they got lucky with getting a 1-0 here, but they kind of did. I mean, they had 2 good opportunities and one of them where they got the goal. A bit lucky with that deflection, of course, but they did get it. And the main problem for us here is their tiki-taka and also their defenders and defensive midfielders were just a little bit too good for us, right? You can see it down here, right? Their defenders, their goalkeeper, their defensive midfielder, really good ratings. They did really well. So when we even did get when we did get the ball and the way we were playing with counterattacks, it just didn't work against them. They were just too good. So and when you don't get the ball very often and you are having a very low chance of actually breaking through their defensive lines, yeah, we just didn't get it. We didn't create enough chances against them to actually get the goal. And they were just too good on the ball, right? The tiki-taka worked against us here. 73% possession. We couldn't take it off them, even if we wanted to. It just didn't happen. We are one of the best in the league to actually put in a gegenpress. And it didn't work against these guys. They didn't care at all. So they won by tiki-taka. That's it. I can't really say anything else here. They were playing really boringly here. They didn't want to play football. They just played it around in the back line and we couldn't take it off them. So yeah, there it is. But yeah, you know what, guys? 3 points in those 2 matches. I mean, away games as well. I think that is very acceptable. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. That's not a bad deal, especially not the first one where we did win against a pretty good opponent as well. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with those 2 games. I don't really have any tactical things that I want to change from that second game. It's just a fact that sometimes you're up against a team that is just so good on the ball that you just can't take it off them. And even when you do take it off them, they're playing 3 central defenders with 2 good defensive midfielders too. You just can't get enough chances to actually create the goals. And they got lucky with that goal, didn't they? That deflected goal was a bit lucky. It was a long shot and deflected in. It is what it is. So anyway, guys, when are we gonna come back? Well, Sporting CP seems like a good match, but I'm not too sure. I'm probably not gonna take too long. I'm probably gonna play like 5, 6, 7 games or something like that, and then come back again. Got some big games down here: Sporting, MRT, and also Porto. Ooh, that's trouble. That means trouble down here. Also Benfica and Famalicão and Braga. Holy moly, that is a stacked schedule here to begin with in this season. Where is all the easy games? Where is the easy games here? Maybe BVT is an easy game. No, they're 3rd in the league already. Alright, well, I don't know, but trouble is brewing here. Nah. I think we're okay. I think the tactic is okay. But yeah, I'll come back whenever I feel like it's gonna be a good time. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, we're gonna end over here. 75 million estimated value here. Nice, very good. Exceptional youth academy, exceptional academy junior coaching. Lovely times. Our academy is good. And we also got some really... Oh, it's not even there yet. Training facility is only great. It's only 14. Oh, we still got plenty of upgrades to do in that one. I'm actually wondering, facilities, is it saying here... Okay, we do. So the next future stadium planned here, we don't know. It's searching for a site. They're searching for a site for the new stadium. Planned capacity 12,334. Now that's an upgrade if they do manage to find that site for us. That would be good. That would be very, very good. We don't know if it's gonna happen, but I hope so, because we could definitely do with the... I mean, it's gonna cost us a fortune to get that stadium, but in the future, like way out in the future, that will also generate a lot of money for us. So that's important, of course. But anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying it, and yeah, I'll see you around next time.